friends. It's Miss Johns. I'm so happy to be here with you guys today. Um, just want you guys to know, first off, that all of the teachers miss you guys so much, and we wish that we were in the classrooms right now teaching you guys. We miss all of your beautiful faces and all of your pretty smiles. But right now, we are doing virtual learning, and it's the next best thing because you guys can still hear us. You guys can sometimes see us. And so that's how we get to teach you guys. And we are so proud of all the work that you guys have put into virtual learning. We look at your work every day. We see how hard you guys work, and we are so, so proud of you guys. So thank you for putting in the work, for listening and paying attention to the lessons that we give you guys. We are so appreciative of it. And you guys are all such smarty pants. So today I'm going to be teaching you guys on this PowerPoint about RI 1.3 relationships. And this is a standard RI 1.3 that we have already gone over, so it's more of a review for you guys, but we're going to go a little more in depth. I know my class, if you're in my homeroom or switch class, we did do this already last week, but like I said, we're going to go a little bit more in depth this today. So here we go, RI 1.3. The I can statements that you guys have today, I can use cause and effect to describe the relationship between ideas in a text, and I can use sequence to describe the relationship between ideas in a text. The only difference between those two I can statements is that you have cause and effect at the beginning, and in the second one you have sequence. So we're going to be talking about both of those things. If you notice in the I can statements, you also have the word relationship. And it's all about relationships today. How can we describe the relationship in cause and effect and in sequencing? And if you don't know what relationship means, well, you can't really, do the I can statements. So I'm going to go over the definition of a relationship. What is a relationship? A relationship is how two or more concepts are connected. And for example, what is my relationship to you guys? Or what is Miss Salas's relationship to you? Or what is Miss Torres's relationship to you? Well, you're the students and we are your teachers. And so you have that relationship of us teaching you and you guys learning from us. If you want another example, you can think about the people that you may live with. What is your relationship to them? What is your relationship to your the people who take care of you? You might say, oh, that's my mom and my dad. They take care of me and they give me food and shelter, and in turn, you guys are their children. Or what's your relationship to your siblings? You might say, oh, I have a sister, we live together, we share maybe a room, we help each other out. That's the relationship that you guys have. That's how you're connected. And today we're going to be talking about those connections, those relationships in cause and effect. And we're going to talk about it in sequencing. First of all, why do we need to know about this? What does identifying cause and effect do for us? Well, when we identify cause and effect, readers identify cause and effect relationship to understand why something happens. That's very important, that why. We do it to understand why things happen. It also helps you better understand how important ideas are related. I have two anchor charts here. The one on the left, the first one, has the sun and the ice cream cone that's melting. It has two definitions too. It says cause, why it happened, and then effect, what happened. Beside the cause, we have a picture of the sun. So we could say the cause was that it was really hot outside. And below, we have the picture of the melting ice cream. We can say that the effect is because it was really hot outside, the cause, the effect was the ice cream melted. If you look at the other anchor chart, it also has the definition of cause and effect, but it gives two really, really important words in it. It has reason and result. It says cause is the reason why something happened, and the effect is the result of what happened. There's a picture as well here of a cloud and it's raining. That's the cause, okay, that it's raining. And then what's the effect of the rain? What's the result when it rains? Well, sometimes the result is a rainbow, and also the ocean or lakes, ponds get filled up with water, And flowers grow because they need water. So that's the result of the rain. Below, you have some really important words that also go with cause and effect. So, since, this is why, outcome, due to, if, then, cause, lead to, result, in order to, consequently, and therefore. Let's do a few examples. Think about virtual learning, like what we're doing right now. What is a reason? What is the cause of us doing virtual learning? Why are we doing it? Think about that. I'll give you a second. Well, we are doing virtual learning to prevent the coronavirus from spreading, because I'm sure you guys have heard about the coronavirus and how there's this illness going around and it's really contagious. So we want to make sure that, we're keeping ourselves healthy, our friends healthy. So the cause of us doing virtual learning is to prevent the coronavirus from spreading. Now, what is the effect? Think about that. So ask yourself, because we're preventing the coronavirus from spreading, what will be the result of that? What's the effect? You have your answer? The effect is everyone stays healthy and we keep each other from getting sick. So you're helping protect your mom and dad, aunts and uncles, friends, neighbors. Let's do another example. This one is something that I actually did do the other day. Mrs. Johns left a gallon of milk out, and as a result, it spoiled. So, which one of these sentences is my cause, and which one of these sentences is my result, or my effect? Think about that. Let's do the cause first. What is my cause? What was my reason? If you chose Mrs. Johns left a gallon of milk out on the counter, you're correct. And what is my effect? The effect is the milk spoiled, or the milk would spoil because I left it out on the counter. Okay? And if you look up here in the sentence, as a result, that is really important. That's an effect word. Okay? Because you see the word result and you see result in the, because that's the meaning of effect. It's the result. So you can look out for that, those key words, to help you know what cause and effect is, or where it's at in the sentence. Let's do one more example. John ate 3 hot dogs for lunch because he was very hungry. And if you notice, I made cause red, part of because. Because when we say cause or because, it has the word cause in it, so you can know that what comes after it is a cause. So John ate 3 hot dogs for lunch because he was very hungry. So when we ask, what's the cause? I know in the other ones, the cause was always at the beginning of the sentence. Right now, that's not necessarily the case. The cause is that he was very hungry. That's the reason, okay? And then the effect is the result. John ate 3 hot dogs for lunch. So because he was very hungry, his result, his effect, was that he ate 3 hot dogs for lunch. Now let's go on to identifying sequence. Sequencing is the process of telling events or information in order. It makes it easier for readers to remember what they read, and sequencing helps you know what happens next. This one's a little bit easier, I feel like, because you guys do really well with those sequencing words. Here is an anchor chart for sequencing. Sequencing is putting things in order, or the order of events in a story. And here are some words that have to do with sequencing. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, next, then, finally. And they gave you a list of clue words here. Some of the ones are before, after, later, at last, meanwhile. Another way that you can recognize sequencing in a story is through dates. Sometimes days of the week will be written out in the text, or months of the year, or even the year, like 2020 or 2018, 2019. Another way that you can recognize sequencing in the text is through times. Sometimes they'll have something like 12 a.m., which is in the morning, or 4 p.m., which is in the afternoon. When readers sequence events, they do 2 things. They first think about the most important events. Okay, so when you're sequencing and you're trying to put things in order, you think about the most important things that are happening in the story. And number two, they put them in the order that they happen. So if I said, this morning I woke up and I got changed, or I woke up, I got changed into some clothes, I picked out a black shirt, and then I went and ate breakfast. Would Miss John's picking out a black shirt be super, super important? Probably not. But what is most important is that I woke up, right? And I did that first. And then what did I do next? Then I went and got breakfast. So we always pick the most important events. Those other little details like the color of the shirt or maybe like colors or the way people felt, those might not be the most important events. It just really depends. Here's an example from one of our iReady lessons. It says, read the cartoon below. What is happening? How are the events related? And in the picture, you have three cartoons. Under the first cartoon, it says, first the Vikings sailed to North America. Next, they started a settlement. And the third one, after a few difficult years, the Vikings gave up and returned home. So what's happening? And how are the events related? Think about that. Well, the first thing that you need to do, let's go back to our other slide, think about the most important events and then put them in the order that they happen. Lucky for us, they're already in order, but how do we know that this is sequencing? Well, you can look at the words used at the beginning of the sentences. We have first, next, after a few difficult years. Those are sequencing words, and those help put these events in order. And it helps us know that at first the Vikings sailed to North America. And then why did they do that? When it says next, that tells us why. They started a settlement. And then we can tell that after a few difficult years, they were having a really tough time, they gave up and they returned home. Just imagine if all of these cartoons were kind of jumbled. And the first one that we got was this one where it said the Vikings gave up and went home. And then what if this one came next and the Vikings sailed to North America? And then they started a settlement. We would be so confused. We'd be like, what is going on? Right? So that's why we need to have things in order, why things are in a sequence. It helps us understand what the text is saying and what's most important. So things to remember today as you go through your lessons and you do your USA test prep. Okay? There's 3 super important definitions you need to know. Cause, why it happened. Effect, what happened. And sequencing, putting events in order. I want to challenge you guys today, before you guys get started on your USA test prep, I want you guys to go to somebody who is at your house right now and give them an example of cause and effect. I want you to also give somebody an example in your house of sequencing. For example, you can give them an example like I gave you, like I left milk out on the counter. And then what happened? What was the effect of that? And for sequencing, maybe put in order what you're going to do today and tell somebody that. Sequence it. Use those sequencing words. Use first, second, next, finally. So I'm challenging you guys to do that. I hope you guys have a wonderful day today. I know you guys will do great. We cannot wait to see you again next time. And don't forget to message your teachers if you guys have any questions. We will be here all day. All right, I'll see you guys later. Bye.